Look. I represent the game in a way that can't be challenged, and delegate the comments of hate that can't be managed. I was told once, roll my shoulder like blunts and don't get touched, but my skin tough and thicker than Miss Biz butt. So guess what? I'ma talk my shit and just win once. Throw uppercuts and bone breakers, a needle and haystack with haymakers. I throw mines, don't hide behind my straight right. I show mine and show no the blow by the blow, bro. I blow mines.
You out so cool.
I'd rather have my head stuck in the clouds than buried in the mound. Feet touching the asphalt, back will touch the ground. You ops about that trash talk, my hands speaking loud. The crowd sound is drowning our conversation now. I know what I'm about to do, can't coma induce. But look, I train not to lose, what else is there to do? I'm a fighter, hard like barbed wire, sharp the same way I'm tired. But get energized when the crowd say ShowBizz, boombaye. ShowBizz, boombaye, my style's impetuous, my defense impregnable. There's no B plan when the A plan is doable. My ritual, jump rope, heavy bag, cutthroat. I'm the best in the world because my ego says so. A fighter, I am lost in this whirlwind, this make-believe world where it's a sin to be a grown man. Look, I never read a book, bruh. I must admit, I'm about that grit and that dumb shit, where your head's on some drum shit, body got Bambi legs, ears on some hum shit, later getting medicated, urine on some blood shit. I want wildest power with Devin Haney's defense. Up off it. Yeah. Yes. Up off. Hey! Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what day it is, huh? Girl. It's Facts Friday, baby. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, look, don't. All right, man, look. Look at who we have here. Let me see who we have up here. Chip Scholar. Oh, it's Chip. Let me see. What's going on with you? Whoops. All right, man. Look. First, I want to say this. Everybody, welcome to the Facts Friday. If you haven't done it, please close out the chat, hit the like, and give it up for the Bonner Hill.
Bring on lips with a laugh and do the cabbage patch. She's a pretty lady, and then sign some autographs to burn down Manhattan. Shaboing boing.
Hit the Tyson bell. Hey, hold on. Forget that. I was gonna read the super chat, but I ain't gonna do a damn thing without giving it up to the lady.
You should let me in. You deserve. No, you deserve baby.
Oh, hit the Tyson bell. Fundora and Thurman off. Oh my God. Fundora got hurt. Okay, all right, brother. Well, the fight is off. Squad up. I want to say to that. I want to say this real quick. We're going to be getting. Did you hear what happened? Did you hear what happened? Did you hear what happened for the rest of the podcast? Hit Tyson bell. We just gonna have to ignore them. They gonna have to rewind. Yes, we heard what happened. Okay. Yeah. Fundora is hurt. All right, wait a minute. We ain't done. Hold on.
Yeah, put it simply in here. I like surprises. I came here for prizes. Big booty and thighs is promising my guys is how I could get inside this. Stupid, I realize this, but there's so much I wanna know about you, but I don't really wanna know. That's what they say. You make it too hard for a nigga. I got you, but I got the time. Let's make it work.
Hit the Tyson bell. And wait, yeah, I'll see ya. My man, super dum ba dum bum bum ba dum. We outside.
What do you think can happen when you're outside? You can lose a fight, see a chick, have a con with that vibe. You can ride a bike, see a nigga, and ask if he's alright.
Okay, hit the Tyson bell. Yeah. Fundora fight is off. And I didn't know. This is me just finding out right now. So let me look into it. Sup, ShowBizz, haven't joined the live in a while. I love you, boy. That's okay. But before we look into it, your friend and mine gotta inspire the entire day with this squad. Squad up. Let's go. Okay, Sebastian Fundora suffered a hand injury, and his journey middleweight title defense versus Keith Thurman on October 25 in Las Vegas has been postponed. Wow. The main event, along with O'Shaquie Foster and Fulton title fight, will be rescheduled. So the whole thing is rescheduled. They said the main event along with O'Shaquie Foster and Fulton, yeah, because it was going to be pay-per-view, right? So that's not enough to carry the pay-per-view. So now what do you do? The whole card fell apart. Wow. Okay, hit the Tyson bell. Well, you know, shit happens. But we do have a lot of fights coming up, and we'll talk about Your Hair Looks Good, man. Love you, boy. Thank you so much. Listen, we're going to talk about a few things. One, Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, Lamont Roach said that Tank is scared. And, you know, it's getting to the point, man. You know, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. All right? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. The way people are coming at Tank, he did it to himself. You know what I mean? He set himself up for that. All right, but it's kind of like, damn. I mean, I knew that was going to happen. People are going to start lifting his skirt. Why? Not to say that he has to. That's just what I say as a term. Why? To see if there's some hairy balls under there. Because we're in a combat sport full of testosterone, young warriors, everybody trying to climb and claw their way to the very top. So you see that there's a wounded lion. Somebody's going to come in there and try to eat his young. So we'll talk about that. Wilder, what's going on next with him? And I was doing some film study of Devin the American Dream Haney and Brian Norman Jr. I was inspired to do that because of Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley has a video out. I saw it on X where he was saying that he was doing a lot of film study and there's no way Devin Haney beats Brian Norman. I'm like, okay, you know, because the fight has been getting closer and closer for me. So I said, okay, let me stop imagining and let me watch. And there was a lot of things I kind of found out. And there's a lot of like more questions I got from doing my film study. And I didn't look at anything too far back. I looked at Regis Prograis. I just kind of looked at, 140 with Devin Haney. And Brian Norman, there's some stuff that I found out too. Hit the Tyson bell. But before I talk about that, because that's the water, room temperature, before I talk about that, I want to say, dude, Halloween, you guys know I get in all holidays. I get in the spirit. And I was watching Friday the 13th, the remake. Bro, that was a good-ass remake. I mean, in a time of remakes, they had Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. They had Halloween remake. They had Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Friday the 13th went under the radar. Me and my son, Kal-El, my oldest son, we were laughing our balls off at just how efficient of a killer Jason is. Jason in that remake, that was one hell of a Jason. And surviving that Jason was highly unlikely. Bro, that Jason would murk. If I get to the point where I can get a gun like my man did, then I'm fine. But anytime before that, I'm probably murked. You can't run away from him. You may step on a bear trap. His axe throwing skills is tremendous. He's crazy with a bow and arrow. The guy, he can run, jump. He jumped over shit. I'm like, he's killing you in ways that he's strong as shit. I'm like, he's sneaky as hell. Bro, that guy was as efficient of a hunter as the Predator, bro. I thought he was slow. That brother was brilliant. All right, let me see. What's up, Biz? Haven't been able to join in a while because of work, but we finally here. Squad up. Thank you so much. Let me see, Biz. The Halloween remake was horrible. I liked it. I liked the first one. The second one wasn't good. The first Halloween remake I liked. What are horrible? What are you talking about? Big Reach. It's one of the worst acclaimed Halloween. Why do y'all go so, brother? Why y'all go? Matt, why are y'all boxing critics like harsh, hard, like overbearing critics of everything? I enjoyed it. What are you talking about? I enjoyed it. I can't enjoy it. No, when you find enjoyable is a reach. So you tell me what to enjoy, Matt. I would try to have the same DNA as you. All right. Let me see. Remake Jason was on crack. Running. I'm saying remake Jason was wild. And they hit everything, right? They hit all the points. The mother, right? Kill her, mommy. Kill her. The bag, potato bag, head, whatever the hell he wore with the one eye. Jason, hockey, running, all that shit. Dude, Michael Bay kind of snapped. Let me see it. I remember for 3 months. Dude, horror films isn't supposed to be The Godfather. All right, have a good time. I'll never bet against a snack fighter. Dev by unanimous decision. Okay, all right, let's start talking. Matt, I'm very passionate about Halloween films. Okay, then you stay with your pat. Don't over. It's just Halloween. This brother is sitting down, overkilling. That movie brings back memories of a bad time. Gotcha. Watch Weapons. I did. How you feel? I watched it at the movies. I had a good time. I got all the symbolisms and shit. I had a good. I can watch a Ninja Turtle. There were nerds that were like, Ninja Turtles suck. I can watch a Ninja Turtle movie and be like, oh, this is just fun. No need for me to be Siskel and Ebert out here. Let me have a good looking at my son. He's cheering. That's a good family time. You know what I'm saying? Halloween, was there blood? Was there killing? Fine. And to be honest, Halloween, you passionate about Halloween movies, that shit was only good the first movie. Number 3, the third one sucked. The Season of the Witch. The second one had no plot. They were just running through the damn hospital. It ain't like Halloween always had good movies. H2O sucked. Yeah, they all sucked. The Dark Man came at the end of, he was in jail one time sitting down like that shit. All of it sucked. But understand, amongst the suck, pause. You can have some fun. Let me see. Fundora injured and the event. Oh shit, I told you. 2 wins. Jason. Who wins? Jason Ver. All right, let's talk. Traverse. We ain't got that kind of time. Oh, I got OJ. Come on, y'all. Let's talk. All right. Let's just jump. Let's jump right into. The brother can't talk about a good Friday 13th. Just have a good time. Gotta get into an argument about Halloween. Let's get the receipts. Receipts, motherfucker. First, before I talk about the punch that can end Devin Haney's career, and I think you already know the punch I'm talking about. All right. We're gonna cover a few things, okay? David Allen, overhand right, left hand body shot. Yeah, we'll talk about that because I don't know how good David Allen is either. You know what I'm saying? Check out what Eddie Hearn had to say about Devin Haney's chin.
For one fight, or do you think that's really a long-standing mentality now?
Long-standing. Because he builds something, and Bill don't want him to get hit, and they're concerned about his punch resistance. That's the truth. And I don't think if you're concerned about your punch resistance, I think it's a dangerous game. So Devin will get on his bike against Brian Norman and he will try and outbox him. I don't think he'll run like he did against Ramirez, because I think he needed that fight. He was rough against Ryan Garcia. Do you know what I mean? He needed to overcome the demons. But you know that when Ramirez stepped in and let his hands go, you could see Devin, and you knew. And you know what everyone's thinking? Fuck. Brian's hopefully a little bit more balls to the floor than Ramirez, who just kind of went through the motions a little bit, tried to win, but you know.
Okay. He's saying that he's gun shy. Sarate. The 6 weeks of doom from Brian Norman Jr. Listen, when looking at the tape for both Brian Norman and Devin Haney, I had more questions than answers. Before I talk about the punch, I had more questions than answers. Devin Haney is a good boxer with weaknesses out the ass, but high IQ. But does he have high IQ? So Devin Haney's bigger, faster, younger than everybody he fights, right? Goes up against Lomachenko. I think he was robbed. We can argue that all day. But Lomachenko, a little guy, and has to box with a boxer because that's his style. He boxed with him, and they do whatever. But Devin Haney's humongous. He's Terrence Crawford size, but he's fighting at lightweight, right? What did Lomachenko say? Look at him. He's a heavyweight, right? So they can't reach him. They're a bit over the hill. He has his way. Doesn't really have much power. Gets rocked against Linares. Finally fights somebody his age who can match his speed and his height and his size. Ryan Garcia. All of a sudden, he gets shell-shocked after that. Ryan Garcia on Osterine power that he's shell-shocked about is still not touching Brian Norman Jr.'s power. I think Brian Norman is a harder puncher than Ryan Garcia. So after Ryan Garcia, he fights another guy in Ramirez who's a bit over the hill, and he goes back to what he's used to. Most of his career, his young career, he was in Mexico. So those are the guys. So slow with his feet, pretty stationary. Devin Haney sticks and moves and run away with the fight. Literally run away with the fight. What do I draw from that? Now I look at Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. There are two Brian Norman Jr.'s, and I think I know why. There was a Brian Norman Jr. before he became champion. That Brian Norman Jr. didn't fight that well. He didn't. I'm gonna be honest. When I watched him, I was a little disappointed. A savage, yes, but I didn't think he had a lot of abilities. He didn't fight that well, but that doesn't mean he's not a good fighter. The reason why I say that is because after he became champion, he became this poised, high IQ fighter. The fighter that you've heard about, who sparred Tank Davis, who sparred Terrence Crawford. This guy who's been making his bones and getting his respect in the gyms, that guy shows up after he becomes champion. But that's only like 2 fights, right? Santillan, Santillan, but you look at him in that fight, and you're like, yeah, he's boxing pretty crafty. And you start to think maybe there's 2 Brian Normans because he didn't fight that well the first time because he was trying to make sure he was a violent fighter, a must-see fighter for Top Rank. So he was trying to be a savage and just go for the KOs, and he wasn't patient because he just became this poised fighter. But does that mean he's a good boxer? So I have these questions about both, but there's something that is not a question for me. That is a definite for certain. Let me see. They gas the Norman up just to trash him if he lose. They do that with every fighter. Every fighter. It's not Brian Norman thing. Sorry I'm late, but they just did with Tank. Sorry I'm late, Biz. Love you, boy. A big shout out to the War Room. We got my boy Ryan on the show. What we talking about today, brother? We talking about a lot. People have been saying this for a long time. Devin good, but he's not a generational talent like his contemporaries. His best quality is his work ethic. Okay. Because to that point, if he is an all-time talent, then when Devin Haney fights Brian Norman, it's going to look like Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. If he's an all-time talent, that's how it looks. That's how it looks. He dominates them, and it looks like that. He drops them and everything. If he's a great talent, it looks just like Terrence Crawford versus Devin Haney. Errol Spence. The only problem is it's hard to imagine that because when Devin Haney did move up, he got dribbled off the canvas against Ryan Garcia, right? Either way, he got touched, right? 6 billionths of a gram of ostarine made all the difference, fine. But either way, he got touched with those punches time and time again, all right? And his chin couldn't hold up, and he got dropped, all right? Dribbled off the canvas. When Terrence Crawford moved up, he's knocking everybody out, moves up again. He looks a little slow and a little weird against Madrimov, but then he dominates Canelo Alvarez. Different kind of guy. Also, Terrence Crawford is very strong on the inside. He can wrestle. Devin Haney is not good at all in the clinch and on the inside. He's not good at all. So the fight Devin wins the fight on the outside. Brian Norman wins the fight on the inside. But I have more to add to that. Let me see. My guy, flex on him. That's exactly why I hate the Jake Tank fight. If Tank gets his clock cleaned, he could possibly be gun shy. And a different fighter, which means we are going to miss out on the real fights we wanted to see because of the exhibition. The thing about Tank, Justin Hill, he never liked getting his clock cleaned. He hates it. He really doesn't like getting hit like that. Listen to him talk. He doesn't really like that. If you're a hard puncher and you catch him, he said, man, I didn't want to get knocked out, or I didn't want to, with Mario Barrios, man, he's 140. You know what I mean? I'm not dumb. Ryan Garcia blow up I'm not like, I was a little nervous with Ryan Garcia. He doesn't like that anyway. Let me see. Eating steak and eggs, black to sugars, and watching ShowBizz on YouTube. Best morning ever. Like and subscribe. Love you, boys. How'd I take? Let me see. Legendary fight will be Mr. 6 Weeks versus Focus T.O. That'd be nice. I probably got T.O. This fight is going to be determined if Devin can make Norman feel his punches. If Norman walked through his punches, he's done. Right. Because here's the thing. When I said that Devin Haney wins the fight on the outside, Brian Norman wins the fight on the inside. The problem is when Devin Haney jab, that's Norman's invite to the inside. Meaning Devin Haney has to pair every jab with a 2 or a 2-3-4. He's going to have to fight Brian off of him. That jab will be his imitation. Brian does it all the time. I was watching him. Brian, he level changes, and then as soon as you jab, he go. And then he comes in. He it's a bad thing, though. He falls in. He makes you miss, and he falls in. When he falls in, then you start working on the inside. My thing is, if you try to fall in on Haney throws that 2 at 147 with the 1.21 gigawatts into Tyson Bell. Throws that 2, bam, 3, bam. He's going to have to be fighting to make Norman reset. Hook him and then be at an angle. I don't want to say too much. All right. But what I'm saying is, I looked at both of their last fights very closely. And I looked at Devin Haney jab against Ramirez. Shit ain't changed, bro. I thought it did. It ain't changed. I didn't want to watch that fight again because the fight was so boring. I watched that fight. Shit ain't changed. Shit ain't changed. Bow and arrow effect at his best. Bow and arrow effect at his height. He can't do nothing. He can't do anything about it. It's been a part of his DNA since he was a kid. And I told you that jab is an invite. He has to hit him with the 2. But if he's bow and arrow jabbing, that 2 is going to take too long. If he's here, that 2 can drop. But he's doing this. He's committing to the jab to the point. And here's the punch that can end Devin Haney's career. Here it is, everybody. Check this out.
And I'm not going to keep beating the horn. I mean, he's winning.
I just think,
Yep.
Shocking. Shot by Norman. Oh! Fun to think about. And scary. Junior.
Absolutely.
Kill her, mommy. Kill her. Mama. You know why that scares me? You want to know why that scares me? Brian Norman Jr. is deceptively fast. He's a better athlete than people know. Hand-eye coordination better than you think. IQ better than you think. It scares me because he did it against Cuevas. He check hooked Cuevas and rocked him. Brian Norman, my dog's going crazy. Brian Norman loves to counter the jab. He waits for the jab. That's all he does, is wait for the jab. Devin Haney, that's his best punch. And Devin Haney commits to the jab. All Brian Norman does is wait for the jab. It's kind of like Canelo, which is why Bivol, Terrence Crawford, and Floyd had an adjusted jab for Canelo. They had the jab already out there and poked. Bam, bam, bam. They kept it out there. But when you commit, that's why Canelo beat those taller guys all the time. What scares me, bro, Brian Norman only looks good against C-level fighters. And Devin Haney only looks good against small, old fighters. That's why I said we don't know what's going on here. But when he meets a guy who's young, his height, who can reach him and match his speed, right? And that's how I started the argument to begin with. What Mr. 6 Weeks did, Brian Norman Bates, he threw the jab. I forgot the guy's name, the Asian guy. He threw the jab and he waited for his jab. That was predetermined. That's why it was so clean. He parried it and then he hooked him. He's going to be waiting for Devin Haney's bow and arrow effect because Ryan did. Ryan did it just like this. First round. Bam! He's waiting on it. And Haney can't stop doing it. We can say it all day long. We've said it forever. I don't know if Ryan Garcia can stop cranking the Soldier Boy. People got bad habits. Not only is he going back this way, he's going back this way. Look, Sasaki. Yep, look. Check it out.
And I'm not going to keep beating the horn. I mean, he's winning. And, I just think, Yep.
Shocking. Shot by Norman. Oh! Fun to think about and scary. Junior.
Absolutely.
Brian Norman, that brother's athletic. He can explode. Pause. He can be, unlike Ramirez. Ramirez' feet stay planted and reach. Brian Norman can leap into you. Pause. Perry, leap. He can cover the distance. That's what I mean by athleticism. He can leap into it. Bam. He has that athleticism. Look at his calves and everything. Devin could be winning a fight, and just like that, it could be over with. Just like that, it could be over with, bro. That's what scares me about the fight. Let me see. Dog going crazy because Bill Haney just put him down. Hit the Tyson bell. Listen. Traverse hilarious. Listen. Now, Devin Haney can definitely win the fight. Sure. Devin Haney can win the fight, like I said, by staying responsible, but he just hasn't done it because nobody can make him pay for it. The only person that made him pay for it was Ryan. But y'all said that it was only the Osterine. And I said, don't say that shit. Then he sued for the Osterine. Don't say that shit. Look at what you did wrong so you can correct it. Went to Ramirez, did the same thing. But like I said, y'all not good fans of whoever y'all fanboying. Fanboys are kryptonite to the guys that because they just suck them off. And they think I'm hating, brother. Don't think about that Osterine. Correct what you did wrong, technically. Ramirez, born arrow. And I'm saying this because I love the brother. I'm saying it because I love the brother. What he has to do, in my opinion, is be double, triple up the jab and make sure that you throw in combinations. That right got to be stiff, right down the pipe. Bam. And you got to make Brian reset all night. The running thing, no. But bam, move, yeah. But bam, 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 bam. You have to all night. If you do it right, you can make it look like Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. My thing is, I have no faith that the born arrow effect will be gone come November. It is what it is. Everybody hit the like. It is what it is. It is what it is. The thing about Brian is so gangster. He's such a savage. He's showing up with a white tee. He's fighting the security guard. He's bleeding out his nose, breaking another person's nose, spitting out blood out his mouth. You know, the guy is, you shoot the, bam, he's just a savage with it. He feels that as you're boxing, I can beat you up. Okay, I can't outbox you right now. Let me beat you up. And now, then you start fighting back. Now let me box you. The fight that he had that impressed me when I was looking at the tapes, the fight that he had that impressed me that to get him prepared for Devin Haney was Quentin Randall. Quentin Randall, good jab, long, all those things. Quentin Randall broke the rib of Errol Spence before the Terrence Crawford fight. Brian Norman worked him. Norman worked him. You got Haney? Cool. You betting? Yeah, I'm still thinking about. There are just so many damn questions. Rolly dropped the drug sheet. Yeah, Rolly dropped. Wait, brothers can't stay on task. Brother got that ADD, bro. Let me see. I literally see no way for Dev to win, even if it goes all 12. I don't see him connected more than B. Norman. Well, the thing is, the problem with him winning all 12, Brian, because Devin Haney got a lot of heart. All right. So even if Brian Norman drops him, he's going to get back up. Devin Haney has Brian. Well, shit, Brian has like knockout of the year every time he beats the hell out you. But the thing about Devin Haney winning all 12 is that judges are starting to judge differently. You can see it. They're starting to judge differently. You know, Terrence Crawford, that could have been a draw, that fight against Canelo. He started sitting down to make sure he fought Canelo. The championship rounds to make sure he outfought him. That could have been a draw. The way judges are looking at fights now after the Times Square debacle, you have to initiate. That's the problem. He can mess around and be outboxing him, but if it's looking like he's on his back foot too much, running around too much, they'll mess around and give Norman the round off of aggression. You know, things are because you have to judge in a way to shape boxing to be exciting so people can say, I know when I watch this sport, I will never be bored, right? It's kind of like bare knuckle fighting championship. You know, when you watch that shit, it's money well spent. You're going to see some shit. All right, hit the Tyson bell. So, all right, so let's move on. Let me see what else. Let me see if y'all have anything. Look how you looked at Crawford Canelo fight. Yeah. So how I looked at that fight was the weight thing. And I'm not mentioning weight here. Number two, the Crawford Canelo thing, I'm trolled so much. You know, no matter how much I've gotten right, I'm trolled so much that I've lost confidence in talking about anything. But y'all here, y'all want me to talk about it. But if I do, y'all do that. So I really don't know what to do. Like, you're here, I really don't know what to do. Unless you tell me who you think wins, and then I agree with you so you can feel like I'm smart now. But the Crawford and Canelo thing was very logical. Everything I came up with was very logical. It's going to be hard for me to speak as passionately as I want because, to be honest, with Pitbull and Roach. I really, yo, man. Yo, bro. But once again, y'all, always bet on black or something about race or, remember Crawford Canelo. It's hard to even speak now. You know what I'm saying? It's Tyson. Okay, chin up. Love you, boy. Let me see. He trying to clown you, Biz. Yeah, I know, but I'm human. You know what I'm saying? He's a troll. You know what I mean? So, but I'm going to respond in a human fashion every time. So listen. Before we move forward, we're going to talk about this is Tank Davis scare thing for the next topic. But before we do, let's check out somebody I like to call Ultimate Warrior Bay.
I am an M80 firecracker with generous hips. What's shaking? I'm Tina Terranova. I don't know about love at first sight. I mean, come on. Can we be realistic here? I'm not going to settle. Look around. Everybody settled. My best quality is my unwavering allegiance to myself. I know who I am. If you don't or you can't figure it out, I'm not a great sleeper. I do a lot of horse kicks in the night, so you're going to have to be patient. Other than that, I'm friggin' great. Have I ever been in love? Sure. I don't like when guys are too talkity with a waitress. I find it revolting. Don't call her honey. Act like a human being. I don't like it if you want things from me. Period. Do I believe in God? I mean, if this is the kind of conversation I'm going to have on a date, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to excuse myself to go to the loo. I'm going to sneak out the back door of the restaurant, and I'm going to hitchhike to a water park. I don't want to talk about God with anybody. That's why I didn't have kids.
You think that's why you didn't have kids? Look, nobody likes you. And the funny thing is, she wouldn't like herself. Looking back at that, I know she's probably like, ooh. But she didn't know. She thought she was hitting on full. Let me see. Mom Lee Crew. That's hysterical. That y'all don't understand. You gotta be an 80s baby. That went hard. Let me see. Man, you put that bet on Roach because of peer pressure. No, I told you why. You didn't listen. I put that bet on Roach. I explained it in my last video. Hit a tight spell. But I still don't know if that's my prediction. Like boxing is strange. The only thing, here's the thing that people don't know before I talk about this Tank scare. What makes me a good analyst is that regardless on if I get something right or wrong, I have a strong argument and logic for what I'm saying. It's not about predicting everything right. Who does that? Nope. Boxing is too hard to predict to get everything right. It's people are being ridiculous. Hey, I know my boxing. I get it. You don't know shit. Nobody knows shit. When Haney fight Norman, hey, I didn't know it was going to look like that. Who knows? Norman may get knocked out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't, we all hyped over Roach right now, but really, dude, Roach can be same old crackers. He can be. He can be sitting there getting his ass handed by Pitbull, and then we'll be like, hey, that makes all the sense that he's standing there getting rocked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the shit be, but as long as you have a logical reason why, we can talk some boxing. I bet the drapes match the carpet. Hey, dog. Hey, dog. That's 100% not happening. Okay, you got it. All right, so look, let's talk about Lamont Roach calling Tank Davis scared. Check this out.
Cruz, talk to us about this. Is Pitbull Cruz. Talk to us about a little about this fight. A little bit surprised from the fans, from their saying. But talk to us about this fight. What are you expecting from Pitbull?
I'm expecting Pitbull to be Pitbull. Relentless, firefighter. So we're gonna see. Gonna see how well I tame him.
The big question here is, that rematch versus Javante. All that kept on going back and forth. It was supposed to happen in August. It didn't happen. Then now his exhibition fight. So, Where's that slate leave us right now? You think we're gonna get that rematch fight versus Devontae after this fight?
Who knows? He said he's retiring. I believe him. I think he's scared. So if he's going to retire, I believe he's going to retire.
You think he'll retire after the exhibition match?
I think so.
Why do you say that?
Because he gets scared.
This is messed up. This is really messed up, dog. I think Maria, hey, she said facts 100. Keep being great. Love you, girl. Thank you so much. Hold on. Let me see. Somebody, Maria almost missed her. Don't be gun shy, Biz. Logic is best, win or lose. Yeah, 100%. But what people want to do is they want to beat you down until you gone. But then when you're gone, there's nothing like you. You know, and they did that. Hit the Tyson bell. So, listen. Let me tell you something about Roach. Before I talk about Tank, Roach believes in himself in a very cocky, passive way to where it's so convincing. He was like that against Tank. Like, you'll see. You'll see. And then he does it. And it's like bullshit. That's bull jive. And you wonder. You look at his resume, and it's like, where do you get that shit from? Where I'm looking, you ain't knocking nobody out. When you're out boxing people, who are you out boxing it? Then he goes to all of a sudden he's too smooth to lose against Pitbull. And I swear, if Pitbull was fighting Roach, if that Tank fight never happened, nobody would have their money on Roach. Nobody. The funny thing is, he's the same guy. So you must ask yourself, here's the thing. How many all-time great fighters aren't getting the chance? Or he's manufactured by a Tank draw and about to get his ass whipped by Pitbull. It's one of the two. Let me see. A member for 5 months. Bye. It's the strangest thing. It is the strangest thing in the world. Either it's like how many great fighters aren't given the opportunity sitting there on pro box, or he's the same. He's Buster Douglas. He's the Buster Douglas that beat Mike Tyson would have beaten L. That Buster Douglas who beat Mike Tyson, I don't know who wins between him and Riddick Bowe. Watch that Buster Douglas. That Buster Douglas give everybody hell. That Buster Douglas gives everybody hell. My oldest brother told me, watch that, but I hated Buster Douglas. He said, watch that man in that fight only. Just watch it. That man was in shape. That man had some good speed. He was on his toes the whole fight. And I cannot believe the damage Mike Tyson was absorbing. That shows the chin Mike had. I mean, he had some good fluidity. Bam, boom, 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 boom. Heavy shots. I mean, damn, bam. I mean, Mike Tyson was hurting the 50. Boom, bam, bam, boom. Even when Mike dropped him, bam, he was kind of like, he took it. Then he got up, back at it. Boom, boom, uppercut. Smart jab, step back, uppercut, jabs. I'm like, that Buster Douglas, brother. So when you look at Buster before that, look at Buster after that. So I don't know, bruh. I don't know. Tokyo Douglas would be held for any heavyweight. We know Tyson was on booger sugar, but if that was prime Mike, that Buster is a problem. Bro, that Buster was huge. He was like 240 of just I was like, hey, bro. Hellacious shots. We overestimate Roach because he overestimated Tank. I think we estimated him properly. He just underwhelmed. I was talking about how you judge Canelo Crawford. You had Canelo up 6-3 and let fans convince you it was 5-4, and then you was all Crawford. No, I didn't let fans convince me that was 5-4. I was looking at it and I was like, no, that's 5-4. If you have watched any of my live streams before, I've done that a lot. It's kind of like, nah, man. You know, you're kind of thinking of that round. It's like, nah, it's 5-4. Another thing is when I was looking at that fight, I said it many times, but you have selective hearing. You're going to hear what you want. When I was watching that fight, I was saying, technically it's close, but Crawford's controlling him the whole fight. It reminded me of him, Crawford versus Sean Porter. Technically, it was close before Crawford knocked him out. But Crawford just up and knocking him out showed you how much better he was. Crawford thought he was cleaning him up, but technically he wasn't. So Crawford like, huh? Crawford had Canelo controlled, and if he wanted to, he probably could have stopped him. So for me, the better fighter won. The better fighter won. Let me see. Going to the Cruz and Roach fight, my first live boxing event. Oh my God, good job, 100%. Hopefully it gets a good undercard too. 100%. That's a good choice. Yep, he does. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Here's the thing about Tank, and Justin here was talking about this, and we have to revisit it now. We're going to go an hour and 30 minutes. Don't worry, I know y'all looking at the time like the hour's almost up, brother. But we'll go an hour and 30. The thing about Gervonta, his fight against Jake Paul, and I'm probably going to catch shit about it. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I'm going to say this clean with no issue. That fight is exciting. Now, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Y'all talk shit about it. Y'all hate that shit cold. Bring it. Bring it. Y'all trying to hate on no, everybody. Even y'all professional fighters, everybody. That shit cold, bro. Hey, I hate that it's cold. Shit cold. Oh, no, Biz, you tripping. I know, Superman. I hate that it's cold. The shit's cold, bro. Interesting. I don't know about cold. Hey, it could be career ending. It could be career ending. Jake Paul can end his whole shit. That's the black. Tank can end Jake Paul's whole shit. And if that fight is meh and it's just a sparring session that's tit for tat, their shit's over. Because people are going to be pissed that it's exactly what they expected it to be. They can't do that. If they do, their career's ruined. Jake Paul's career's ruined and Tank. If they make it meh and just touch, both their brands suck. That's the black two sugars. You mess around in that bell ring and you see little Tank and you see big Jake and he's throwing a jab and little Tank making a miss and bam, and y'all gonna be like, whoa, say I'm lying. Y'all, you know what? Yes, say I'm lying. Please say I'm lying. But y'all gonna be right there cheering because you ain't never seen nothing that damn bizarre. Even De La Hoya versus Shaq had headgear and Shaq ain't a boxer. That right there, fireworks. Because you're going to be holding your breath, especially Tank fans. I'm going to be like, don't hit Tank. You're going to see Tank little ass legs. He's going to, and big ass Jake, big legs and big ass head. Watch. Y'all talk all that shit now because y'all love talking shit. Y'all love hating on things until you see it. Like women back in the 90s. I remember my sisters back in the 90s. You ain't that cute. You ain't, but all on your shit. That's what y'all do. Y'all talk shit, but y'all the first ones there. Y'all be filling up the stadiums wearing y'all chains. Got looking at got your boys. You looking at the chicks walking by, breast out and everything. Stop playing. In Miami, stop playing. Y'all stop playing. Y'all stop playing. Y'all stop playing. Hey, that shit's gonna be lit. And let Tank knock him out and then do a backflip off the let Tank knock him out and then he hopping up and down with the and then get on the top rope and do a backflip. Yeah, man, please. Man, that was Jake Paul though. No, that shit's lit. If Tank knocks out Jake and do a backflip, that shit's lit. That'll be the most lit thing that happened all year. It'll be the most lit shit. Sadly, it will be. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Because it's pop culture. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Let Jake Paul hit Tank and knock that little man. Remember when, what was that center name? He played for the, Jordan. He played for, who did he play for? He dunked on like this point guard. It's the nastiest dunk you'll ever see in your life. He dunked on a point guard. Bam! I mean, everybody like, damn, why you dunk on him like that? It was so nasty. No. Jordan, the center though. DeAndre Jordan. Yep, he dunked on a point guard. Yep, he dunked on a point guard for the Clippers. Sure did. Bam! And then he walked away like, remember? It was the nastiest dunk. Yeah, the point guard couldn't stop the dunk, but it was nasty as hell. Let Jake Paul hit that little 5-5, bam! And then he goes, shh, bruh. The bruh's gonna be having black fedoras on, leather jackets. Hey, let Jake knock him out because Jake's gonna try to take advantage. He's an opportunist. He's gonna try to knock out that little man, do this shit, cross his arms, hold the Celsius drink. Watch. We're gonna be out there. The revolution has come. Time to pick up the gun. BLM was gonna be out there. Everybody gonna be out there. Okay, because here's the thing. Everybody who's saying that it's just going to be an exhibition, like it's just going to be a fake fight, y'all bracing yourselves. Y'all hope it is. If Jake knocks out Tank, y'all going to say fake. The only thing y'all think would be real is if Tank knock out Jake. That's the only outcome y'all would think is real. If Jake knocks out Tank, y'all gonna say it's fake. If he goes the distance, y'all gonna call it fake. The only thing that y'all would call real is if Tank knocks out Jake. That's why Tank, you gotta knock him out. MVP, I know y'all putting it on, and Jake Paul's your guy, but the best result, Tank, you gotta knock him out. That's the Black Two Sugars. Hey, I know because I'm saying something you don't like. So when a brother does that, you hate on him. Immediately you lie on him. I know, but I'm sorry. I can't agree with y'all on everything because I know what the truth is. The stadium going to be packed and your ass going to be watching. That's the Black Two Sugars. And don't try to prove it to everybody else. I'm going to refuse to watch it. It's too interesting not to watch. You're going to be looking dead at it, bro. Hoping that it's real. You're going to be hoping that it's real. That's all hope that it is. Better dunk, Jordan, Vince Carter. Oh, the Vince Carter Olympic dunk was let me see. If Jake Paul KO's Tank, MLK would jump. Hey, I swear before Lord. Let him, me and Charleston White, we go. Oh shit. Faxing is free. Yep. Let me see. Why you think they not doing 12 rounds? I don't know. That's what they're not doing. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe Jake be looking gassed at the end of all his fights. He can't go 12. Jake is the A side, is the MVP card. He ran the whole. I don't even think Tank was a part of the negotiations. He didn't even know what weight it was. Remember? He said 190. We agreed to 190. He's like, no, it's 195. Tank wasn't plugged in. So he just like, man, when's the fight? What is it? But watch. Let me see. Yep, Jake Paul's looking to embarrass him. Because you're a fool, Biz. Hey, let me tell you something. Because Jake Paul, if he knocks him out, Tank can always say, well, it didn't go on my professional record. You can always say that. But we all saw it. And Tank doesn't like being an object of ridicule. That's why he deactivates his ex. He will go silent for a long time if Jake knocks him out, because that's all people going to bring up. You let a YouTuber knock you out. He go and try to fight. Fight me now, Shakur. You let a YouTuber knock you out. Do you understand the trolling? Man, you had a draw with a Roach. You took a knee because greasing your eye, and you let a YouTuber knock you out. Bruh, that back-to-back he can't do. That back-to-back he can't do. You got to knock him out. That's the Black Two Sugars. But that's okay. I'm going to tell you this, though. Regardless, y'all going to be watching because the shit's lit. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Let me see. Let me move on. Oh, great segue. Check out what Wilder had to say.
You have a fight coming up or no?
I do have some coming up, and we're looking in January.
Okay.
I've signed the contract already, but I can't. No details to be given at this point, but it's definitely live. It's gonna happen. I got a big year next year.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it, and I hope everybody else to look forward and get excited about it too. All I can say is 2-time. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Wow, gonna be fighting champion. Let me tell you something. I hate what y'all did to Wilder. Y'all Wilder fanboys, I hate what y'all did to him. I was screaming at the top of a mountain. Y'all called me every racist name you could. The support I have for Wilder, just like the support I had for Devin Haney, just like the support I have now for Tank. Y'all don't know support, bruh. The support I have for Wilder, don't get Malik Scott. Have you lost your mind? Y'all listened to a YouTuber. I forgot the kid's name, but not to diss or anything, but he's not even a boxing YouTuber. Y'all listened to him. He went viral. Y'all start screaming the same shit. Y'all had Wilder repeating that shit, and his career went. Y'all doing the same damn thing to Tank. The lead up to a fight that is the most dangerous for his career. Y'all shitting on it so much that he ran off of social media. Y'all turned on him so quickly and so bad. Y'all fake Tank fans that y'all ran him off of social media. Now he's going into it not feeling good about the fight. Y'all going to get this Tank. And Jake going to finish his career. But that's what y'all do. Y'all, the fanboys, aren't fan of the fighters. They're not fans of the sport. They're spoiled brats pouting because they want things their way. But they don't know how to stand strong with a fighter and encourage them on what's best for them. Y'all know how to do that. I said, don't sue. Everybody called Devin Haney the biggest pussy in boxing. I knew it was going to be bad for his brand. Dropped the bow and arrow effect. Ramirez. Bro, y'all. ShowBizz. Cooning. I told Wild, don't drop Mark Breland. If anybody, drop the guy who was there watching the hand wraps. Don't drop Mark Breland. He's the one that's supporting you. He's criticizing you because he wants you better. Since then, don't give your don't jump back. I won in blood. Don't jump right back against Fury. What are you doing? Pop knocked all of. Come on, man. That's y'all. That's y'all. That's y'all. Real talk. Yep. Real talk. You don't even know how to support me. I said from the very beginning, if Terrence Crawford, even before the fight was made, if Terrence Crawford beat Canelo Alvarez, that victory is better than Floyd's. You hate Crawford, huh? Separate yourself from Victor Conte. If you win that fight, they're going to say a snack. You hating Crawford. What? Y'all know how y'all know how to support shit. Y'all know how to support shit. If you beat Canelo, you're on a Mount Rushmore. Beat Canelo, I'll put him on a Mount Rushmore and explain why. Now you're flip-flopping. What? Been consistent the whole time. Let me see. Crawford versus Usyk. He can win. Yeah, at this point, hey, listen, I would bet on Crawford. I could give a damn who. I ain't never bet against that guy ever. I'm waiting on this next announcement. Who is it, Turkey? Who is it? Whatever Turkey, he'll be fighting, you know, Dave Benavidez. I got Crawford. I'd rather lose money betting on Crawford than lose money betting against him. Hey, let me see. Staying with ShowBizz, Nello, Ryan, win, lose, or draw. Love you, boy. Okay. Let's move on. Everybody, let's take a quick break for the knockout.
Wendy Peppercorn.
No. Do what the fuck you gotta do. What's up? Do what the fuck you gotta do. You think I'm fucking afraid of you, dude? What's up? I'm fucking slapping, dog. Oh, shit. I'm scared. I got this guy coming at me. I'm gonna get your leg, okay? It's a little twisted on there. I'm gonna get your leg, all right?
Oh, yo, postponed. Dude, go around.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Knockout.
That kid shit. Look. ShowBizz, what's a 9-9-10-10 round? That's just math. Okay, so if y'all both win the round, it's a draw. That's 10-10. 9-9. Let's say you won the round, which is a 10-9, but then you got a point deducted because you kicked him in the nuts, you know, right before the bell rang or whatever. So that's 9-9. Let me see. She keeps deflecting it. That's allowed. You can lean into the I saw a bunch of those. You can lean into it. You don't have to just stand there. You can lean into it. Let me see. Buzz gonna let Jenna Beck and Adamas fight. Beat the winner, then beat Laura and beat 4 times. Hey, yo, something like that, brother. Yeah, that's a clean pathway. You might as well. Anything, I don't give a damn what he does. At this point, brother, I can give a shit. He can retire. He can fight. I really don't give a damn. Go for 4-time undisputed, which would be the best option for everybody. Speaking of which, check this out.
The calendars really line up well with Boots Ennis going pretty soon, and then you'll be following. Do you think that maybe with the involvement of Turki Al-Sheikh that could be a fight that we would see next in your career?
Absolutely.
If you get victory?
That's a great fight that could happen, and I mean, I want it to happen. That's a fight that I think that that needs an answer, because everyone's been. I mean, even I've been, wondering. Let's see what happens in that fight. 147, now 147, 154, and I'm excited to be a part of big fights like that everyone wants to watch. So it's a yes for me.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of this, man. It is how everybody's feeling about Tank. You know what I mean? The perception is if the fight doesn't happen next, it's because of Boots. That's the perception. Ortiz wants the fight. You know what I'm saying? So you feel that if it doesn't, I mean, just look at the way Ortiz is going about things. Look at Boots. You know what I mean? So that's the perception. All right. It may not be the truth. I'm not sure what the truth is, but the perception is that. That's why I said Boots. I mean, regardless of what the truth is, you're gonna have to do it yourself, bro. You're gonna have to pull a Terrence Crawford. You're gonna have to do it yourself against Errol Spence. You got to do it yourself. You got to be like, yo, give me Ortiz next now. You're gonna have to put it out into the universe. Ortiz is saying your name. So you got to put out into the universe after the fight. Give me Ortiz next. I want to whoop his ass. And the funny thing is that fight was going to be. I'm on my soapbox.
He didn't get out of the cock-a-doodle car.
Yeah, Tim Butler, perception becomes reality. Look, that fight was going to be on the best fight card ever, right? Remember that, right? The Better BF Billboard 2 card. That was going to be on that. And I couldn't understand why not. And Boots fans, big Boots fans, were saying he was going for undisputed. And I'm like, he couldn't make undisputed if he tried. He's burning out. He's too weight drained. The very next time he ain't go for undisputed. He moved right up to 154. Turned down the fight, moved right up to 154. Now, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? What is that? Y'all going to come up with a reason, I understand. But the reasons y'all come up with, y'all wouldn't come up with that same reason if he wasn't somebody you were a fan of. If it was anybody else, if it was Canelo Alvarez versus Dave Benavidez or something, y'all would be, that's my problem is I'm just too honest. What the hell is that, bro? That right there, godly, his subconscious Wayne jumping off. Yeah, Traverse. Let me tell you something, brother. He second guessed that because he shouldn't be doing it. Hit the Tyson bit. Okay, listen. Duckarone pizza. The Ducks emoji. That's what's going to happen. That's why I said, how can you stay so motivated? Because the difference between Boots and Tank is that Tank is very conscious. He's very sensitive to, not as far as weak. I'm saying as far as having his finger on the pulse. He's very sensitive to what's going on. He hears and sees everything. Tank is like that by nature. Even when he has a stare down, he's doing the same thing, looking at the ribs, he's a computer like that. So he's like that. Ryan Garcia's like that with social media. He hears, Shakur's like that with social media. He hears and sees and it bothers him. So that's why Tank, he's low right now. And he hears all y'all dissing the Jake fight, so he's going into it low. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't going nowhere. So you might as well go into it with your chin up and try to whoop his ass, because that fight is done. It's made. It's going to happen, right? Forget the noise, because everybody's going to be there anyway. Boots seems to be numb to it. He says himself that he turns off social media, which is a healthy thing. But it's like, I guess that's how he stays motivated. But damn. You got to feel some internal haste yourself. It's time, bro. It's time. Let me see. Majority new fighters are soft and scared to take risks. Want a good record to get money fights, and people bash Ryan for losing Tank and Tank. Well, here's my thing, bro. I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't. Devin Haney, in all respect to him, he's one of the first ones to be like, on that Sean Porter shit. I call this the Stone Age, right? You had the Silver Age, the Gold Age. I call this the Stone Age, because I think it's back to the basics. You know, what Devin Haney and Brian Norman doing, what David Benavidez is doing, the way these guys are moving, Abdullah Mason fighting Sandwich and shit. Like what these guys are doing, bruh. Yo, like, man, this is not, I think what Floyd Mayweather, the standard he set, which Floyd Mayweather had a fantastic career. I gotta keep saying it because Flo must be crying, but he had a fantastic career and he's an all-time great. It's just that how people were influenced by him weakened the sport a bit. But I think he's been gone long enough and out to consciousness long enough to where we're back to the Stone Age. And it happens. Tuned in from South Africa. Love you, boy. My man Lupe. We're in the zone. War room. Let me see. I just Tyson Bell. Damn good point. But yeah, we're in the Stone Age now. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. What else we got? We got some stuff. Oh. Pacquiao announced that he'll be fighting. We got the receipts. But then in a strange twist, somebody else got their name in a hat. I think it's going to piss everybody off. But let me see what you think.
Hello to all my boxing fans. I'm excited to let you know I will be returning to the ring January 24 in Las Vegas. I am looking forward to working with industry. It is going to be an exciting and special event. Stay tuned, more news to come on my opponent in the next few days. Thank you, everyone.
You were talking a little bit about an upcoming fight that we can expect. What can you tell us?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, next big fight that we're speaking on, there's two in particular. If one doesn't go through, we have another fight going on. So December 13th is possibly between Manny Pacquiao.
Wow.
Yeah, the likes of him, that'll be great. And then Shakur Stevenson in January of 2026.
So when you think about Manny as a competitor, just thinking about that fight, what's your overall impression of that possibility and what it could bring?
It's legendary. Honestly, just on my behalf, just getting in the ring with him, it's a privilege. Honestly, it's an honor too. So.
That blindsided Shakur Stevenson. They were just on Ring Magazine talking about how they're going to fight. Is that a duck? Okay, hold on. Let me see. T.O. dressed like GTA San Andreas. Stop. He did. But hit Tyson Bell. Look, is that duck? I don't know if you can call fighting Manny Pacquiao a duck. All right. But it sure feels like it. Because just the way y'all talked it up. But I guess it feels like it. People won't be happy. I do want to say this though. It sounds like Cap. He said we have two possible fights. Pacquiao in December or Shakur in January. But what did Pacquiao say?
Hello to all my boxing fans. I'm excited to let you know I will be returning to the ring January 24 in Las Vegas.
He got the date of January 24th. What do you mean Pacquiao in December or Shakur in January? Pacquiao said January. Kind of sounds like Cap. Unless he got the dates wrong. But Shakur say he's going to fight in 2026. He was going to fight by December. He said the way his hands are set up. So it's either Pacquiao January or Shakur January. Somebody's lying. Or confused. Let me see. Working on R&B playlist. Who's your top 5? Shit, brother, I ain't got that kind of time. I got that kind. That's rough. That's rough. Okay, everybody, let's take a quick break and do Around the Ring. Because listen, we know Frank Martin would be fighting. All right, He got his announcement.
Niggas be acting like they can't get it, man.
Yeah,
they can't get it, man. Niggas be acting like they can't get it, man.
Yeah,
they can't get it, man.
Listen, dog. No. Bartholomew can fight. Bartholomew can fight. Hey, that little brother's so lost. Lil Smith, what's his name? Jaden Smith. He's so lost, bro. But Bartholomew can fight. He had his mouth open like, bro. He's really posing. Nobody believes you, dog. You need more people. But Bartholomew can fight. I mean, Martin can mess around and lose that fight, dog. On some boring shit. Let me see. Somebody said, this confused me. Ty Solo said, the 26th of January is a Monday. I don't know where. First of all, Pacquiao said the 24th. T.O. said January 2026. So I don't know what that was. Let me see. Biz, what's your opinion on him Zoo? Is it over? Yeah. Damn, Frank fighting Millie Vanilli. Okay. Hold on, everybody. We're going to take another break. We're gonna watch a rugby clip. I like rugby, one of my favorite sports. And then we're going to end this with something that make people crash out all the time from David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. Let's check out some rugby.
Yeah. Hell no, I don't want to be famous. But when I'm done, you're gonna know what my name is. Full counter to the brain where my aim is. Be more the city I'm claiming. Be more is my rest haven. Be more than you, I ain't playing. Be sure I'ma be more than B4 hardcore, I'm saying. I'm a tank, I got bank. I'm a rank, you will plank. When I crank your jawbone, what you think? You won't swim, you will sink to the bottom with them bodies. The last guy went blind, this next guy love bottomies. Damn, that hurt. Damn, that hurt. Damn, that hurt. Let's go to work. Damn, that hurt. Damn, that hurt.
Hey, yo, that's my shit, dog. Hey, that's my shit. Justin Hill. Listen, if you looking like a gladiator running through shit, yo, that's my Mike Perry in the fourth. That's my shit, dog. Anybody who just a gladiator, I look up to that so much, bro. It just makes my blood boil. You just running through a bunch of people. You got ash on your knee, ducking your head with no helmet. It's just shit. Just too much of a gladiator, too much of a specimen. Yeah, I'm a human. You're a human. Everybody's human, but that human can run through 3 other humans. Not just because of his size and his speed, but his mentality. I am a juggernaut, and you gonna find out. Let me see. Because imagine Ryan beats Barrios. Okay. Manny beats Rolly. Okay. 2025. Ryan and Rolly running back. Manny beats Rolly, but Ryan and Rolly run. Okay. Ryan wins. Jesus. T.O. beats Manny, setting up for really. You're a huge Ryan Garcia fan, and you're basically saying, hey, what if Ryan becomes the best? That's really what. Let me see. A member for 20 bucks. Bye. Do y'all guys want to see it again? Because then I'm going to move right on to David Benavidez. Somebody said play it again. Y'all want to highball in the hood. Yes, Lord. Y'all trying to see that again, or y'all just play it again? Y'all okay. One more again, and then we'll move to David Benavidez.
Yeah.
Hell no, I don't wanna be famous. But when I'm done, you gonna know what my name is. Full counter to the brain where my aim is. Be more the city I'm claiming. Be more is my rest haven. Be more than you, I ain't playing. Be sure I'ma be more than B4 hardcore, I'm saying. I'm a tank, I got bank. I'm a rank, you will plank. When I crank your jawbone, what you think? You won't swim, you will sink to the bottom with them bodies. The last guy went blind, this next guy love bottomies. Damn, that hurt. Damn, that hurt. Damn, that hurt. Let's go to work. Damn, that hurt. Damn, that hurt. Hey, everybody on the planet slows down before contact. Their goal is beyond who's ever in front of them, bro. That brother with the little leather helmet ran full speed into 3 human beings and ducked his head. Yo, if you run, that guy got away 260 and he runs full speed, kicking his legs and duck his head. If that hits your chin, teeth gone. Teeth gone. If he could care if he breaks your nose, your collarbone. If he breaks his collarbone, he can give a shit. I mean, if you duck your head with him, it's going to sound like 2 bowling balls dropping off 3 stories right on concrete. Yo, that shit there, bro. That shit there. Let me see. Ryan has the talent, Biz. He does have the talent. He doesn't have the focus. Hopefully he can stay focused. Let me see. He has the heart too. That's why it always get broken. So he just got, he can't be lazy. You got to have the right people around him. Victor Ortiz said he's Ryan's comeback fight in LA. Man, that's Ryan just throwing himself out there. What's going on with Spence? Did he quit? I can't say. I know what I heard, but it was confidential. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I can't say. My thing is, I don't know, to be honest, how many of y'all want to see Spence? I mean, y'all haven't. Boxing has been fine. It's kind of like Wilder. I'll see him if he's, he was on BOK Prime. Nobody really watched it, but if he's fighting on, the DAZN or Amazon, like if he's on Netflix or something, if he's fighting, I'll watch it, but I'm not starving for, I watch David Allen versus the Russian Mike Tyson is happening in a few hours. I'm all over that. I'm calling that tomorrow. All day I'm calling fights tomorrow, all the way up to Boots and Lima. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, at this point, do y'all have, I mean, as boxing fans, does it really matter? Or not to hate. I mean, I think he had his time. I mean, Errol Spence, it was great when he was here. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, why would you want to see Spence do it? I mean, everybody's boxing. I want to see Spence do it. Terrence Crawford did like the peak from that. The best of that class did the best thing. And I think that's all we can ask for. If Errol was the best of that class, then I would want him to do it. But Crawford's the best of that class, and he did the best. I mean, everybody fought each other. Everybody fought each other. Danny Swift Garcia, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman when he could. Kell Brook was in there when he could, before he could, Terrence Crawford. There was a combination of them all fighting each other. Terrence Crawford on top of the hill, undisputed. Then he goes after the final boss, and then he beats him. End of the chapter. For me, it's like pop. You know what I mean? But yeah, okay. Check out what the Mexican Monster had to say.
And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather is the greatest of all time, but I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. I mean, that's a big risk. That would be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now. Heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that. And not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
It's obvious to me that Crawford's better than Floyd. People get trolled so much. He said, man, he said, yeah, Floyd's the best of all time. He has to make sure people don't hate him for his opinion. But listen, better at what? Charles Baker, you my brother. Let me talk to you. I'm a diehard Bud fan, but I like Spence, and I don't really want the confirmation of him being damaged goods by another big loss. Just bow out. I'm right there with you, brother. His situation looks beautiful. You got Tank fans that want Tank to retire now and be safe at home. Hey, you cashed out, got a lot of money. Keep your faculties, but then want Spence to come back. It's ridiculous. Spence was flown out of Ferrari. He also said Canelo didn't take Bud serious. But Abraham, the mentality. Okay, so I agree. Well, there's a lot of people, and then there's Cap. I understand, and I respect y'all for saying this Cap. I get it. If you think Floyd's better, I totally get it. I watched him. I lived his whole career from Olympics on. How y'all watch Shakur? I watched Floyd. The guy was tremendous. Okay. But let me tell you something. When you say better at what? He's better at the sport of boxing. He beat the same guy under different circumstances. Let me see. Who wins at 135? Inoue versus Shakur, in your opinion? Probably Shakur. I ain't gonna lie to you. Probably Shakur. F no. Better at F no. Okay. Let me tell you what I mean. I want to come up with a very, very good logic. Is Pacquiao better than Sweet Pea Whitaker? Can he box better? It's a good question. Probably not. But he did boxing better. Get what I'm saying? What boxing is? What boxing is measured by not just your technique. It's measured by not just your form, your skill level, but it's also and mostly measured by why we breathe effing oxygen. That heart and desire to strive to accomplish things that even surprises yourself. I'm going to attempt to do something that is way out of reach. Those are the ones who do it the best. And if you can accomplish it, it's the unspeakable. When Sugar Ray Leonard watched Hagler fight, and Sugar Ray Leonard been retired, and he said, I think I can beat him. It's like, have you lost your mind? He's a middleweight. Last time he fought was at welterweight when you got dropped by Kevin Howe. I think I can beat him. And he wins. Floyd did everything in a rational way that benefit his desired outcome. Crawford challenged himself, kept pushing the envelope to find out what can't he do. That's two totally different things. And that is the reason why, since the 1600s, why we loved combat sports. And that's the Black Two Sugars. That's the Black Two Sugars. Everything Crawford did in taking that fight against Nello, I was screaming at the top of my lungs saying, that is crazy. Brother, get a fight at 160 at least to increase your probability of winning. That's what a logical person would do. The great ones do that crazy shit, and I've been saying it forever. There was nothing that Floyd did that was totally insane. And that's the Black Two Sugars. There was things that Floyd did that was extremely intelligent, but not insane. I'm ashamed of you, Biz. You said you know boxing. Then effing leave. I don't know boxing. But what I'm talking about is life itself. There are certain things that you must accomplish to let you know that you're alive. To let you know that you're alive. Teddy Atlas said that. Don't go in that dark room. But I need to know what's in there. How do you know what's in there? You have one life to live. And there are things that y'all know y'all didn't do out of fear. Fear for many reasons. That's calculated fear. I don't want to lose money. I don't want to. And then you look back and say, damn, if I can get those years back, I would have done it differently. I would have had the guts. What Crawford did is why we watch the sport, why we watch any sport, and that's to be inspired, to know that there's something more to our lives outside of the 9 to 5, outside of just being a husband, just being a wife, but being a giant. To let you know that your life was worth living. Crawford is a better example at that through the sport of boxing than Floyd was with what he did. And that's the Black Two Sugars, bro. That's the Black Two Sugars. I'm not talking about technique. I thought you knew boxing. You're talking about technique. You're talking about skill. You're talking about the sweet science. I'm talking about something else. Got to grow up to hear me. You got to grow up to hear me, bro. You got to grow up to hear me. Let me see. Let me see what y'all have to say. Bud is out here like his mom once was, looking for someone who can whoop Bud. I'm saying that story stuck with him. His mom, maybe by design, created a monster. I would pay any of you guys money, any of you boys who can whoop my son, and she's broke. They didn't have money. They were effing broke. And she was willing to invest it in a no-name kid to whoop her son's ass. Not buy her son new shoes, not get him a candy bar, not buy him a G.I. Joe, but to pay for a kid to whoop his ass. What? Your mama. And now she's looking at a Mount Rushmore son. And all he can say is, thank you. Let me see. I hate his no action style, but Floyd is the GOAT. Okay. Do you think Thurman has a chance against Fundora? Well, they're not fighting. Well, you're talking about postpone. We got to see how his hand's doing now. Let me see. Like Rocky, Bud would fight Drago. Floyd wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They asked Rocky in that press conference, who you fighting? I'm fighting Drago. For how much? No money. When? Christmas. Where? Russia. Bud, who you fighting? Canelo Alvarez. How much money? Way less than Canelo Alvarez. When? Mexican Independence Day. Where? 168. Rehydration clause? No. Fundora, Thurman postponed. Fundora hand injury. Let me see. Floyd never walked around at heavyweight. Because your brain not understanding, right? So I'm trying to see when a brain is that weak, you gotta be very cautious on how to explain yourself, and it doesn't make your brain deactivate. I'm not saying they're the same size human being. I'm just talking about the risk. He never fought Triple G. Pacquiao fought De La Hoya at a catchweight. He fought Cotto at a catchweight. See what I'm saying? Not even Pacquiao did that shit. It's not a Floyd thing. It's an everybody thing. I was talking about Floyd size. I'm talking about the risk. Canelo offered 152. Floyd was the A side and said, that's right, I'll take it. He didn't say, no. Stay at 154. Let me see. Floyd versus Bud, 147. Who wins? I don't know. And that's what I mean. I don't know. I don't know. Floyd versus Duran. See, I saw Duran fight Hagler. I saw Crawford fight Canelo at 168. That's a different dude. Floyd versus Sugar Ray Leonard. I got Leonard. It's a good fight. Floyd versus anybody is a good fight. And so is Crawford. Crawford versus Sugar Ray Robinson is a good fight. That's the Black Two Sugars. No biz. Hey, I got Crawford beating Pacquiao. And you want to know something funny? So did Bob Arum. And that's the Black Two Sugars. That's why he kept Crawford away from him. Let me see. Floyd was the Flash. Can't hit what you can't see. Maidana hit him just fine. Castillo hit him just fine. You can hit him. If you're great, you can hit him. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So there's Zab. Zab was hitting him all day long, Justin. Yep. Mostly too. Cotto had his nose bleeding. What y'all talking about? Yeah. That's that going back to Devin Haney. That's what I'm saying. Devin Haney outboxes Brian Norman. Probably, I don't know. But what I do know, I know who he was outboxing. I know who he was outboxing. I knew who he was bigger than and I knew who he was outboxing. And I knew who dribbled him off the canvas. And now he's fighting at 147. I don't know if he outboxed. You get what I'm saying? Floyd fights somebody great like Crawford, prime for prime. Bruh. I don't know. Let me see. To keep it real, I don't know if Floyd beats Winky Wright. And that's the Black Two Sugars. I don't know if Floyd beat Vernon Forrest. That's the Black Two Sugars. I think Floyd beats Paul Williams. I think he does, but I don't know. I think he does. Let me see. Thurman versus we know, bro. Let me see. They talking about Crawford versus Eubank Jr. Crawford easiest payday. Yeah. He deserves one. I don't care what he does, bro. I don't care what he does. But you know, my thing is, there's a chance Conor beats Chris Eubank. He could have beat. Hey, listen, bro. Let me run something by y'all. He could have beaten Chris Eubank Jr. if he jabbed more the first fight. That's a Black Two Sugars. Let me see. Molden versus Ryan Dumb Guy Garcia. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me see. People sleep on Crawford's abilities to put the good game plan together. Let me tell you something about Crawford and Floyd, which makes this very, very difficult. What makes both of them great. When the going gets tough, they get tougher. That's the Black Two Sugars. That's what makes a great fighter. When the going got tough for Sugar Ray Leonard, he got tougher. When the going got tough for Muhammad Ali, he got tougher. He became a monster. That's why Muhammad Ali is greater than Mike Tyson. Because when stuff got real rough for Mike Tyson, he didn't get tougher. That's my biggest problem with Mike. My biggest problem with Mike was, has he ever been knocked down, got up, and won? That's my problem with Mike. And Mike's my brother, but I have a criticism for everybody. When things got rough for Floyd, he got rougher. When shit get tough for Crawford, he gets tougher. The man's 38 years old fighting at 168, and it's the best he ever looked. When he dials in, when he's the everything man. When things zooms in, bruh, that's your ass. And that's the Black Two Sugars. When everything zoom in, that's your ass. That's why when you say who wins Floyd or Crawford, I don't know. Because they both going to go whoop, and everything going to get quiet. And bruh, I'll tell you this. Floyd can't outpunch him. He can't punch with him. That's for damn sure. He can't punch with him. The athleticism of Crawford and the hey, bro, yo, that's rough. That is a rough fight. Let me see. Biz, you forgetting about Pretty Boy Floyd? No, I'm not. Why you think I'm older than you? who I think about is Pretty Boy. Let me see. Bud wouldn't hit shit. Yeah, all right. Let me see. You heard about Frank Martin fight? Yeah, I already spoke on it. Let me see. You do a lot of fantasy work. Oh, well, that's the fun part. You know, that's what, listen, before I go, because we're having a little fun here, but the sport of boxing, the ultimate point. I got some Ring magazines here. Okay. And I'm talking about some old ass Ring magazines from the 50s. All right. I read this shit. I'm just a nerd like that when it comes to, I love reading history and it sounds present. They're talking about future fights in this old ass book. Most of these guys dead. All right. But even back in these days, they'll talk about Joe Louis and say, could he have bested Jack Johnson? Even back, talk about pound for pound. But the sport of boxing really gets dope and is really at its best of analysis when you start thinking of the fantasy fights. Okay, this is the best of that era. This is the best of this era. Who would have won if we would have gotten that? That is the ultimate. That's the biggest conversation you can have. Like that's the best. You want to see who's the best of the best. And that's when you start thinking past that. You start thinking past what you have seen. Okay, now we know Crawford is the best in the past 50, 40 years. All right? Probably 40 years, he's the best fighter. Now you start thinking, who would have won, him or Tommy Hearns? Right? Him or Roy at 154? Him or Floyd Mayweather? Him or Sugar Ray Robinson. I mean, you can't help but to start thinking about those things, right? Alexis Arguello. Let me see. Devin still gets hate after choosing Norman. Tank gets light tap on the hand for fighting Jake. All right, this is going to be the last conversation. I think I spent enough time because I need something to eat and I'm getting lightheaded. This is the last conversation. Devin still gets hate after choosing Norman. Tank gets light tap on the hand for fighting Jake. Boxing police. Only thing you're saying there is that you're a pouting crybaby. Not to put you on Front Street, but just keep it real yourself. Keep it real yourself. Tank is getting far more hate for fighting Jake. He's off social media. People are hating, calling him scared and a duck and everything. What do you want them to do? Try to hit him in the head with a baseball bat? How bad do you want it to get? This guy had to deactivate his social media. So they ran him off of social media. People love Devin Haney versus Norman. Nobody's questioning that. So you just lied because you like to pout. Stop. Grow up. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Let me see. Biz, can we get some more BKFC commentary? So yes. Let me see. Imagine how the optics would be if Crawford was born in EU. He would have been considered the greatest of all time. I mean, he's already being. He had to do some greatest of all time shit, which he did. Roach gets more hate. No, you're crying. You're crying. Everybody's saying that Tank is ducking Roach. We love that Roach is fighting Pitbull. You're in the wrong place. You need to go to the wasteland of the crybabies. And the war room, you sound ridiculous. Look at the war room. The war room like, huh? We don't talk like that over here. We like, yo, Roach fighting Pitbull is some crazy shit. We don't think about it. What hate Roach? Look, Justin, he coming from somewhere else, bringing some weak shit over here. We the alphas over here. The war room is the world of the strong. We're a bunch of gladiators over here. You grabbed that pussyfoot and shit and came over here, and now look at you. You look like a clown. Go back where you came from, bro, because this is the war room. Thank you guys for showing up and showing out. ShowBizz Adult. Tomorrow, I will be calling the Allen and the Russian Mike Tyson fight, Makhmudov. I will also be calling Boots versus Lima. We're in the zone, war room. ShowBizz Adult. I'm out. I'll be live commentary all day tomorrow. I'm out.